If you already know quietly that this is probably your last holiday season in your marriage, but you're really not ready to say it out loud yet, this video is for you. Because deciding something internally and acting on it publicly are two very different things. And sometimes waiting is not avoidance, it's care. Before I go further, let me quickly introduce myself because context matters. My name's Tammy. I'm a divorce mortgage specialist, and for more than 30 years, I've worked in mortgage and real estate. But more importantly, I've also lived this. I went through my own divorce, and for years now, I've helped divorcing homeowners, many of them parents, understand their options around the marital home so they don't have to make decisions in one of the most emotional seasons of their lives that they may regret later. That combination with professional experience and personal perspective is why I'm here. A lot of people decide long before they act. They decide while wrapping gifts, while sitting through one more dinner, while trying to keep things steady for the kids. If that's you, I want you to hear this really clearly. You're not being dishonest, you're being intentional. The holidays are really emotional. They magnify everything. And they're not the season to force clarity or to make life altering decisions. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is get through one more season with grace. I want to really share something personal with you. When I went through my own divorce, we made a very intentional choice to be child focused and as amicable as possible. And to my boy's father's credit, he was actually the one who said something early on that completely changed how I viewed the process. He said this. He said, Tammy, we're going to be in each other's lives forever because of the kids. So, how do we want that to look? That question really stuck with me. Before I go on, I want to say something about language because it really matters to me. I don't love the word ex, especially when there's children involved. The word ex implies someone is no longer part of your life, that they're in the past, that the relationship is over and done. But that hasn't really been my experience. I don't refer to him as my ex, I refer to him as my boy's father. Because even though our marriage ended, our shared responsibility didn't. He is still very much part of my life through our children, through their milestones, through holidays, through showing up for them as they grow into young adults. Calling him my boy's father keeps really the focus where it belongs, not on what ended, but on what continues. And that shift in language helped me shape my mindset. It reminded me that this wasn't about erasing someone from my story. It was about rewriting it, showing up in my new chapter. That question didn't make the divorce easy. It didn't erase the hurt or disappointment, but it changed the tone. It shifted the focus away from who was right or who was more hurt toward how we were going to move forward when we're still raising our boys. It reminded us that divorce isn't the end of a relationship, it's restructuring of it. And how you handle that restructuring matters far beyond the paperwork. Looking back now, I'm really genuinely proud of how we handled that season. Not because it was perfect, but because neither of us tried to burn that bridge. We chose the long view. We chose the cooperation over chaos. And that choice really continues to serve us in ways I couldn't really fully appreciate at the time. Today, our kids are young adults, and because we didn't scorch the earth back then, we're still able to focus on them together. We can enjoy the holidays. We can be in the same space. We can fit in time together without there being tension. Not because we're best friends, but because we respect the fact that parenting doesn't end when a marriage does. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because we were thoughtful when really our emotions were really high. So if you're watching this and thinking, I know this marriage is ending, but I don't want to destroy everything in the process, I want you to know this: there is another way. You don't really have to announce your plans this holiday season. You don't owe anyone your timeline, and you don't need to make permanent decisions in the middle of temporary emotional season for yourself. If 2026 is your year, here's how I'd really encourage you to get through the holidays. First, really lower your expectations. This doesn't have to be magical, it just needs to be steady. Second, choose one safe place to be honest. One person, one journal, one outlet. Not everyone needs access to your inner world right now. And third, don't try to solve the entire future in December. Clarity doesn't come from pressure, it comes from space. This is also not the time to start emotionally charged conversations after family gatherings or to make financial or housing decisions without fully understanding the consequences. There's really a big difference between knowing you're done and acting before you're prepared, before you're fully prepared. What is helpful right now is quiet preparation, learning your options, understanding the house, getting clarity without making commitments. Because clarity creates calm long before action ever happens. If this season feels heavy, I want you to know you're not alone in it. And if the house or finances are at the part that feels most confusing, I have other videos that walk you through options slowly, clearly, and without any pressure. You really don't have to figure everything out right now. And if this video helps you feel seen, you're welcomed here. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose peace now, so that years from now you can look back and say, I handled that with care. So hopefully this video is helpful for you. I wish you a joyful holiday season, one filled with peace and clarity. And if I can help you, feel free to reach out. My contact information is always in the show notes. Thanks so much.